Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. Today I'm going to be doing a chit chat sort of video, but I'm also going to be doing my makeup so like I have something to do whilst I'm talking to y'all. So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about feeling unsure about the future and feeling unaccomplished, and this is something that I've just been thinking about a lot recently, and I thought I'd just share and talk about it on camera. Maybe someone else relates to it. Let me get my makeup. So yeah, I guess I've been feeling this way, or just thinking about a lot about life and the future. With everything that's going on around the world, it is quite, you know, it's quite normal to be thinking about the future and what's gonna happen and whatever, everything like that. But especially since like turning 24, I turned 24. When I turned 24, like 2 weeks ago, and like I don't really think anything of it. Like obviously I thank God for adding another year into my life, but I didn't think like I didn't feel any pressure on it, and I think subconsciously I started to feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life, which I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to. And not to say that I think that I'm old. I know I'm still a young girl, but I'm not a small girl anymore, you know. So like it's kind of an awkward stage, I think, in my life, that I know that I shouldn't have everything figured out, but I feel like I should have like some sort of direction, or some sort of, you know, like a goal, like an ultimate goal, like a 5-year plan, to where I need to be at in like the next 5 years. And I feel like I've always been a sort of person to think about like my future and be like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Am I doing what I need to be doing? And all of those things. And I struggled with that a lot, especially when I was going to university. Because when you're at school, a lot of people put pressure on you to, when I say a lot of people, like mostly like your teachers and people around you, put a lot of pressure on you to have your life or know what you want to do, because everyone thinks that you should go to uni, and yeah, if you don't go to uni, like your life's not, you know, like everyone thinks that if you don't go to uni, you're not going to be successful in life or whatever, which I don't agree with, but I'll talk about that another time. But yeah, I think that put a lot of pressure on me, especially because I was like, oh my gosh, I need to know what I need to do in life. I need to have some sort of like course that I want to do, or some sort of idea of like a job that I want. And it's not that I've been it's not that I was like slacking or didn't have any idea. It was just that I found, and I still find, that I have a lot of interests. There's like not one thing that I can say, oh yeah, that is the one thing I want to do in life. I mean, there's so many things that I'm interested in that I don't think I could just do only that and be fulfilled. Like I'd feel like I have to do multiple different things. I'm easily bored and I love to have different things that I can work on, and that's just always been me. So I think it's difficult when you find that you're passionate about a lot of different things, to sort of navigate on, like, to just think about how this is all going to plan out in the future, how I'm going to be able to do all of these different things, how am I going to be able to do 101 things, and have 101 careers in one time. I hope this is making sense. I know I'm just like talking at you, but yeah, I'm sure someone relates to what I'm saying. I think I'll talk more about uni and my uni experience in another video, because I'm kind of moving towards that. But yeah, because I just relate. It's the same sort of feeling that I had before I went to uni. That's what I'm sort of trying to relate to this all back into. So I was thinking about this especially because I was watching Modern Family, and there was an episode when they were talking about like, what are you good at? Like what I think they were talking about like Haley or like Luke or something. They were talking about Luke in Modern Family, if you've watched it, how he's not particularly good at one thing. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, what am I amazing at? There's so many things that I know that I'm good at, that I'm passionate about, but there's not one thing that I would say, oh my gosh, like I'm really, really amazing at that, other than talking, because I can talk for days. That's one thing that I'm really, really good at. But then I sort of had to take the time out to sit back and be like, you know what, okay, this might not be one thing that I feel like I'm a specialist at, but there's multiple things I think that I can do and I can do well. And that's not being cocky. I mean, if you're good at something, you can say that you're good at it. You know, if you've worked hard for something, don't feel like you have to be like, oh. Sometimes, yeah, it's good to be humble, but sometimes you got to hype yourself up. So I was watching a video from a guy, I can't remember his name actually, and but I'll put his name up when I find it. And he was talking about how if you're unsure about what path to follow, or you don't know what you want to do in the future, and things like that, it's a good way to think about it. Is like, if you're in a certain company or space, like, do I see myself being there in the next 5 years and being in the next like 10 years? Do I see myself working up in that role and thinking about it in that sort of aspect? And that's a good way to figure out and find it, to get closer to your path. And when you know what environment you are and you know what environment you don't want to be, I think it brings you closer to your finding your path. I worked in a company, like when I finished uni, I went to work for a company that I thought was a great opportunity, and it was a great company. And it was exactly what I did at university. Like, it was exactly what I wanted to do, what I thought I wanted to do at that time. And I spent, I think, about 6 or 7 months in that place. And when I got into like 3 months, 3 months into working in that environment, I knew, like, this is not for me. This environment, this situation, it was very like corporate. It's not for me. It's not what I want to do at all. Like, for the last like 2 months of working there, I would go into work, and at least one time a week I would want to cry my eyes out. Like, and sometimes I did. Like, I'd have a meeting and I was just like, I can't do this anymore, because I was so exhausted, like, mentally, by hating this place so much, that I was just like, I have to leave this place. And by working in that role, I met lovely people, but also it made me know that this is not where I want to be. Not because of the company, not because of, like, do you know what I mean, the people that were in there, because, do you know what I mean, I just knew that it wasn't for me. It's not for me. And yeah, I think sometimes you shouldn't be afraid to leave a situation if it's not fulfilling your purpose, or it's not fulfilling, or it's not fulfilling to you. And this is not only about career-wise, this can also be relationship-wise, or like just friendship-wise. If you're not gaining anything from the experience, it's okay to leave, because honestly, being somewhere that you don't want to be, or being somewhere that is like, it's not, I can't think of any other word but fulfilling, not fulfilling your purpose, is very, very, very exhausting. Because I used to go in every single day and go in and be like, I could be doing so much more. I know that I could do more. I know that I'm not better than this, but yeah, better than that. I knew that I was better than it. I knew that I could be doing more, and I should be in a place I'd be gaining more from the experience. So I feel like sometimes it's not a bad thing to say, I'm better than this, I deserve better, and I am better than this, and to move on from it. Oh, I didn't even say what I'm doing. I'm just putting like orange and then red and then stuff in my eyes. I said I was going to do a natural beat and now I have sunset vibes. I don't know how this always happens. I always aim for like a really, really like natural makeup look, and I always come out with something which is there. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say something which is there, go and watch my video with my mum. So I cut this crease already, and I'm just gonna do the other one. And yeah, so sorry, my camera died, so yeah, I'm just gonna continue. I can't even think what I was talking about. Oh no, I was talking about my old job that I left, and yeah, I was so thankful when I left, but it wasn't like the most clever move on my part. I remember getting an email from my manager, and it wasn't even an email like that was particularly like bad, but it was just an email like for me to do something. I can't remember what it was. And I, at that point, had just had enough. I couldn't deal with it. So I just sent my manager an email like, I've got to speak to you. I just was like, I need to go. I need to go. And she kind of knew, because I can't hide stuff from my face. If I'm feeling something, you'll see it on my face. So she could tell that I was miserable in the role. So I just ended up leaving. because I just was like, I know it's scary and I don't really recommend. That's why I said it's probably not the best thing to do when you leave a role with nothing like sort of lined up afterwards. Not the best thing to do, but there's only so much you can do. I really can't come and kill myself. I really can't. And after I left there, let me tell you, I've never been so happy to be unemployed, because I was like relieved. I was like, I feel a bit more sure. I feel a bit more like I know what I want to do, because I don't want to be in that situation. Yeah, a lot of times when I feel unsure about the future, I'm not sure what to do. Like, planning is a good thing. It's good to plan, I think, in my opinion. Write down a list and whatever. But I also pray for, direction and guidance on what to do on my next steps. Sometimes we think that we know what the next step is for us, or the best next step is, and we learn the hard way that it ain't that's not what it is. Something else that I was really feeling as well, that kind of sort of interlinks with that, is just thinking about what I've accomplished. And I know by no means I'm not, I said it before, I know that I'm a young girl, I'm not a small girl, but I still don't think that I'm old, or, I don't mean like to use the word old, but do you know what I mean, like mature, that's the word, because I think that, yeah, I have responsibilities, but not as much as I'll have in the future, like in the next few years. But it's something I feel like all the time is that I should have accomplished more. I would have thought by now I would know exactly what I would have, my life together basically. I would have a lot more and I would have achieved a lot more. Yeah, so sometimes I just like look back, and I was sitting down, I was thinking like, what have I actually accomplished? Like, what can I sit down and say, like, at the age of 24 I've done, like, it's a big accomplishment, or like my biggest accomplishment that, no one else has done. But I think sometimes we forget about the little things, we forget about the little things that we've done, and we don't celebrate the small victories. Obviously, graduating from university, I talk about uni a lot in this video, and I wasn't supposed to, but graduating from uni was a really big accomplishment for me. I didn't see it as one at the time. Now I look back on it, it really is, because, a lot of people, including myself, thought that I wouldn't go to uni. When I say a lot of people, like my teachers and stuff, because I thought I wouldn't graduate uni because I hated sixth form. I didn't like it at all. But I came out of uni with a 2-1, which I was glad about. Graduating from uni in general, it doesn't matter. Graduating in general is an accomplishment. Like, so if you didn't get a 2-1 or first or like a 2-2, even if you become a third, you should feel proud of yourself, because a lot of people don't get through the whole of uni. It is a lot of pressure. It is a lot to go through. Not just talking about the workload, just about social environments as well can be very straining. So, big up yourself if you went to uni and you made it through, because a lot of people didn't. Regardless of what grade you got, you made it through. That's what you've got to remind yourself. And just reminding yourself of the little accomplishments, because you can get so worked up, or I get so worked up on what I don't have. Like I was praying the other day and I was listing A to Z all the things that I don't have, and I was thinking, wait, like, let me hang on a minute and actually think of the things that I do have and I have done, and the blessings that I have. I know everyone wants to blame everything on social media. I know everyone always wants to say social media, but I get it. We had problems before social media, and if social media goes, we're gonna have problems as well. It's not social media's fault. But I think that social media can play a huge part on, social media can play a huge part on how you feel about yourself in many different aspects. Career-wise as well, it's very easy to see what people accomplish on social media and feel inadequate, or feel like you're not doing enough, or feeling like you're not good enough. And for me, the thing is, it's mostly feeling like I'm not doing enough, not this feeling of like, oh, I'm not good enough. Sometimes I get like that, but it's mostly the feeling of like, there's so much more that I could be doing and I'm not doing it. And I think don't let social media fool you. First of all, there's a lot of hard work. A lot of what you see people doing, there was a lot of grinding and hustling that they were doing in the background that you won't see. And I don't blame people for not showing that. Honestly, no one wants to talk about their struggles. Like it's very hard to talk about your struggles. So when you only see the outcome and the victories, you almost think like, oh, they've done it with absolutely no help, with absolutely, you know what I mean, like in X amount of time, and it can make you doubt yourself or feel bad about yourself. But you don't see the struggles that people put in behind the scenes. And something that I deal with sometimes is seeing people that do things like something that I've been doing for a while, and someone else picking it up and accomplishing it in like a short amount of time. I'm like, oh, I'm really happy for them. I just wish that was me, or like, oh, I wish I could have done that, or I wish I would have thought of that. And honestly, that that thinking really doesn't get you anywhere, in my opinion. To compare yourself to other people, because your path is not someone else's path, your journey is not someone else's journey. We all have different sort of, do you know what I mean, circumstances as well that affect us. Like there's no point to be like, if it's not even social media, people that you know in real life, there's no point to be comparing yourself to them. There really isn't. And as I said, if I worked hard on something, I'm gonna stunt. I'll be stunting for the gram a little bit too. I don't see anything wrong in that. It's just that basically, just because God bless someone doesn't mean he's not gonna bless you too. That's my point. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is the point of what I know. It can almost seem sometimes when you see other people doing stuff, or like comparing yourself, or just in general when you're looking at what you've done, to feel like you're not doing enough. That is something that is very, very, very frustrating, especially when you don't have the resources. So I was talking about this actually with my brother the other day, because I was like, I have so many ideas that I think that are really good, that I'm passionate about, that I just don't have the time or the resources to do. And it can be really, really frustrating when you know something can be good, or you know you can do something really well, but you can't get in that space. I can't, not because I'm not able to, maybe because I don't have the money to do it, I'm not in the right area to do it, or I'm not in, you know, the right position financially, or just time-wise to do it. Sometimes I don't think it's a bad thing to prioritize an idea, a project, or an aspiration until you have time to do other things. Because I know this is kind of going off topic, but because a lot of the time in my past in life, I've tried to do 6 things at the same time. And I think I'm always like, oh, I'm doing 6 things at the same time. That's really good, because that shows that I can do all of this at the same time. In reality, in the next 3 months, I end up dropping 3 of those things. And I have those 3 different projects left that I can actually do into completion. And then I get overwhelmed and I'm like, oh, okay, I can't do 2 of those. I should just do 1. So I then have 5 projects that are incomplete, that I have not done, and that just get left on the back burner until I remember them, or I pick up another 6 things that I want to do. So sometimes it's good to just sort of prioritize and think, just because I'm not doing this right now doesn't mean later on in life, or in the next year or 2 years, I'm not going to pick that back up. Because I only have one head and 24 hours in a day. There's only so much you can do. Because I had so many plans this year that was 2020. I think we all had this. Everyone was writing all over Instagram, 2020 vision, 2020 vision, 2020 vision. And really goes to say that we don't know anything that's going on. We don't know what's going to happen. Whilst we were posting all these videos, coronavirus was brewing up in the background, and we had no idea. So I've actually done my makeup and all that. Well, not my makeup, but I've actually done my concealer and all that, because I just needed to do that, because I just didn't think I should film it. I had so much that I wanted to say, and now because I took a break, it always just come out of my head of what to say. So I can't actually remember what I was even talking about. But I'm just taking life one day at a time and just trying to figure things out. I always wish that I could see a glimpse. Do you know? Does anyone ever think, like, if I could just have a glimpse, like, of my life in 5 years' time, I'd be okay, because then I can know that, like, okay, it's all gonna be good. Like, I know that it's gonna work out. I can just be like, okay, it's cool. It's good. It's all gonna be good. I don't need to freak out, you know? But that's not how that works. I put all this makeup on, but absolutely nowhere to go. And now I've got all this makeup on, I want to do something because I don't want to take it off. So I guess I'm done with my makeup and I really like it. It's really cute. I was going to do a natural glam, but of course I ended up doing a glam because that's how it always works out with me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this like chatting style of video. I want to do a lot more of these in the future, and I hope someone out there found it helpful or beneficial or whatever. If you didn't or whatever. Yeah, but if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, she break your waist like Dolly Pop. I don't mind if you got a low full pop. Dark skin girl like Lupita. I'm in a spaceship, I fly Jupiter.